Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great game day. I get a lot of hate mail, a lot of hate texts. I get a whole lot of hate comments and so on. People that will literally question anything that I have to say. And I have to say, I'm here on YouTube from not my mama's basement, from my own basement, me, my wife, and the banks. And I give you my commentary, my thoughts, my reactions, and what I believe, which I believe pretty much everybody does. I'll give you an example of some of the stuff I get. I got this last year, and it's the address on here is Lincoln Financial Field 1, Lincoln Financial Field Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On behalf of Philly 500, Lord Brunson, Philly Mike, Philadelphia, Twiz Digga, and Filthy, cockroaches never die. Fly, Eagles, fly. Well, that's true. Cockroaches don't die, but they do go in hiding. But I want to respond to an email that I got because, hey, Mark, I was wondering if you're going to bring your lawyer friend back on to discuss Marriott's response to Michael Irvin's lawyer claiming they had settled his case. In brief, I have a copy of their response to let you take it from there. And the response from one of the vice presidents of Marriott: we are pleased that Michael Irvin is dismissing his lawsuit against Marriott and all parties with prejudice and without any payment from Marriott. Sarah Covington, Marriott's International Vice President of Communications and Consumer PR in the U.S. and Canada, told the Gyro. We stood behind our people and their versions of event and believe Mr. Irvin's suit had no merit whatsoever. Okay, so what this person is referring, or what some people will say is, well, Marriott didn't pay any money to Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin, it's done. He just said, okay, I'm going to dismiss it. Here's what I believe happened, and I could be 100% wrong. This whole situation needed to be a win-win for everybody, okay? Here's the problem. If the suit goes forward, Michael Irvin could win without winning. By that I mean, let's say we go to court. It ends up bringing out who was the person that called the NFL. The NFL gets involved, and why the NFL ended up taking him off of NFL Network, why they took him off ESPN. That shows a bad light on the NFL. And here's the bottom line in everything that the NFL does. The NFL doesn't do anything except protect the money and brand and protect the shield. That's the bottom line. That's what they care about. The reason why they started doing concussion protocol and everything else was it was hurting the brand. They put aside $50 million or whatever it was for settlements. That looks great in the paper, but the problem is when you think about a guy like Wes Welker, who was playing football for New England for all these years, screws his knee up, and they basically say, well, we don't have any evidence that it was the NFL and playing football that messed up your knee. You could have messed it up cutting the grass. You realize that it's not really about necessarily doing everything right as it is to have the appearance of doing everything right. I hope I don't get slammed by the NFL, but let's be real. Every industry out there, they care about public relations more than necessarily anything else other than making money. And the best thing for the NFL is for this thing to go away. The best thing for Marriott, not that if they ended up paying Michael Irvin $20, $40, $50, $100 million, that it was going to bankrupt the system. It wasn't. And if Michael Irvin had gone to court on this thing in litigation and won, that's great. You get that money, but you're not getting back what you coveted the most, which is you being back on TV. So here we are, the last few days before the NFL season is about to kick off. Some point in the very near future, this thing would have gone wrong. Again, this is my own personal opinion. And if you want to kill me, I don't know where this person said that I said everybody owes me an apology. I didn't say you owe me an apology. I did not say that. So if you're going to quote me, make sure that you have your words right. My belief is, and when they say he settled the case, he didn't just go out and just say, I'm dismissing the case. You have to understand, before there was any case, Michael Irvin was suspended from ESPN, NFL Network, and did not have a job. His Super Bowl coverage was with Nate Newton, Charles Haley, and about 50 fans, as opposed to being there broadcasting the Super Bowl. His draft coverage wasn't there. He had lost what he covets the most, which is being there right now on Sunday football. And the cash money, per se, isn't as important as to getting back in there. So my thoughts are, the NFL said, listen, Michael Irvin, you're one of our guys. Marriott, you're paying us a lot of money. I don't want either of you guys to look bad because that reflects on me, the NFL and the Shield. How about this? Marriott, Michael Irvin's going to dismiss the case. So we get rid of this. Michael, you get your job back on NFL Network. Forget about ESPN. They're on a slow ride to death, and you're now on Fox full time. So that is a win in all parties. A win in all parties. Marriott, still partners with the NFL, still the official hotel of the NFL, still paying the NFL a boatload of money. Doesn't get the bad publicity any longer from the Michael Irvin case. Michael Irvin, hey, I got, Undisputed. I'm on that show, which is equal to what I was doing on ESPN. Maybe it's even better. Maybe it leads to me having my own show. And I'm back on NFL Network doing the Sunday games. I got everything I want. The NFL, this shit just kind of disappears because we're trying to run a business here. So for those out there who say, well, Michael Irvin's guilty, and so that's why, he ended up not getting any cash. The cash was irrelevant here. The cash was basically a leverage to try and get where he is now. So if you ask who the winner is Michael Irvin. He's got everything that he had before and maybe a little more. The winner is the NFL because they're not implicated in this whatsoever. They come out smelling like a rose, even though it was the NFL that suspended him from the NFL Network as well as ESPN. Marriott, they got some bad publicity for, a few months, didn't hurt their bottom line. The only loser in this is ESPN. That's the only person that lost is ESPN. So when we say, let me read it to you one more time. We are pleased that Michael Irvin is dismissing his lawsuit against Marriott and all Marriott parties with prejudice. Okay, by the way, prejudice means it's done. It can't be it can't come back around. And without payment for Marriott, which leaves a lot of space. Okay, he dismissed it, but she didn't say what Marriott did in return. We have an agreement that we're done with this. And if Michael Irvin had done something so egregious, then how come all of a sudden it's okay and he's back on NFL Network? So, buddy, it's kind of crazy. You sent me the thing on this. I couldn't find it, this comment and stuff. And it was Friday night when, we were having a conversation about this before my live stream. And I didn't see it actually until the next morning when I stepped on a nail and was driving back home to get here. And, you send me this, another email. You're going crazy. Are you going to let that go, Mr. Holmes, after making videos telling everybody you owe an apology? I mean, he did drop his case, obviously in fear of not winning and some evidence being made public in the case made it to court. Didn't receive a penny in compensation and still wasn't allowed to go back to work for the NFL. You cannot be that biased and one-sided in information to give your viewers a complaint. So I'm just like, dude, and my thing was slow your roll, dude. I said, I just haven't had time to do this video. But here's the thing, though, dude. If there was something so egregious that Michael Irvin did, we saw the video. We saw when they both left. We saw everything there. If it was something so egregious, then Marriott would say, screw you, because we're in the right. We're going to go ahead and put it out there that you did this. And he certainly wouldn't have a job on on NFL Network anymore. This was a settlement between all to make everybody whole. Now, you can take it however you want to on this. You can take it that, oh, he's got, because the people have prejudices against things that it doesn't matter. It's like Dak Prescott. You know, we go through and Josh Allen throws 4 interceptions, or 3 interceptions and fumbles, and it's just like, well, it's just rust. Dak Prescott, they blow a team out 40-0. Well, he didn't throw the ball down the field, because you have innate prejudices against something that you will not listen or look at the facts. And what we need to do is look at each case in totality and what happened and the possibilities. There is no way in hell that if there was more evidence against Michael Irvin that would be more damning, that he would say, I'm going to settle this case and do nothing and take no money from you, and that the NFL would then reinstate him into the game. Because if it was something else that came out, then it would be like, NFL, what are you doing? Why is this crazy person, this animal, on your network? You had all the facts. There you go. And that's my thoughts on it, from my basement, from my head, to you guys. All right. And with that, we got an hour and 45 minutes till this week kicks off. Peace. Certified used vehicle that comes with a factory back 1 year, 12,000 miles.